Namaste, welcome to class. So hopefully you've got yourself set up nicely with your mat. Maybe you've got a couple of blocks with you if you choose to use those in your down dog. Now you can use the bigger blocks if you like, if you've got some of those, or you can always kind of modify a little bit with books or maybe some rolled up towels, but make sure they're nice and secure when you're using them. Good, okay, so we're going to begin just by finding a nice comfortable place to stand. So just find Tadasana, mountain pose. We're going to relax through the shoulders. We're going to lift up through the crown of the head and begin to almost close the eyes for a moment and just have a little check-in with how you're feeling. So noticing weight distribution across the feet. So if you have a tendency for the feet to come outwards, to turn outwards to 45-degree angles, then of course bring it back in. Make sure that those outside edges of the feet are lined up with the outside edges of your mat. And you might want to take a little step back so you've got enough space just for the feet, just for the hands when they come down. Good, so we're going to begin as always just with a breath. So taking a nice long breath in. Inhaling through the nostrils, feeling the lungs expand. And then a nice gentle exhale as you relax the shoulders a little bit more. Just let go of any tension that you might have through the shoulders. We're going to draw the belly back a fraction. And we're going to think about just engaging the quadriceps a little bit and maybe a gentle squeeze of the bottom as well. And really try and find that lovely connection into the length through your spine. So imagining you've got a magnet over the top of your head and the top of the head is lifting up to meet that magnet. Good. And from here, let's just take 3 lovely long breaths in and out. So deep inhale and a long exhale. You can let it go through the mouth. Inhaling and exhaling. Good, well done. 3rd nice long breath in and out. We're going to inhale and then exhale. Feel nice and relaxed in your Tadasana mountain pose. Good. We begin just by lifting arms all the way up. We're going to bring the palms of the hands together and then just for a moment resting hands at the heart space. Good. Again, eyes can be closed here and we might want to think of something that we may want to dedicate our practice to. So it might be about bringing in confidence, it might be that we want to bring in a bit more joy and abundance into our lives. So always thinking about what we want to send that energy to when we're working through our practice. Good. We're going to begin with just a gentle warm-up, Surya Namaskar. We'll go nice and slowly, remembering just to be mindful about the body placement. So we start by taking a breath in, arms rise all the way up, look up to the hands. As we exhale, we're going to very softly fold forwards, bringing hands towards the floor, just to where feels good. Take a bend through the knees. Inhaling, bringing your hands to the shins, lengthening through the spine. Good. And then we exhale as we relax all the way down. And then we're opening arms up and we're lifting all the way up, palms together and resting at the heart space. So nice, soft, gentle movements to begin with at the beginning of class. Let's inhale and lift. Exhaling as we softly fold forwards. Good. Inhaling, hands come to the shins, look up through the eyebrows, engage through the chest a little bit, push the bottom behind you and feel that stretch in those hamstrings. Exhaling as we release all the way down and then inhale, lifting up, palms together and then gently all the way down to your heart space. Good. One more time, the power of 3. Just think about inhaling as you lift, exhaling as we fold forwards. Good. Feel that stretch in the back of the legs. Inhale, hands to shins, pushing the bottom behind you. Now, if you're finding that you're rounding here, then bend the knees a little bit more and push the bottom back. That will give you a better anterior pelvic tilt here. So we're trying to get those hips almost kind of tipping forwards a little bit, sit bones coming out behind at the back. Good. Well done. Relaxing all the way down again, and then we lift, arms rise all the way up, palms together, and then down to your heart space. Good. Take a moment to breathe here. Just relax your body. Deep inhale, long exhale. And again, lovely long breath in. And exhaling all the way out. Good. Last breath here. Deep inhale and a long exhale. Good. From here, we're lifting arms back up. We exhale as we fold forwards. We're inhaling as we bring hands to shins, lift, look up through the eyebrows. Exhaling down, Ardha Uttanasana to Uttanasana. And then take a moment to bend the knees, and you're stepping back with the right foot, nice long step, and then with the left. Good, downward facing dog. Be with your breath here for a moment. Deep inhale, long exhale. See if you can bring heels towards the floor. This is helpful for your ankle mobility. Let go of the head, give it a nice shake, and press firmly into those fingers. Good. We're going to inhale, rolling forwards, and then come and find your plank pose. Knees, chest and chin come down to the floor. Good. Inhaling, Bhujangasana, cobra pose. So drawing the elbows in, send the legs behind you and really squeeze and activate across the front of the pelvis. So we're really kind of anchoring that pelvis down into the floor. We're going to come back through hands and knees, curl your toes under, and then come and find that downward facing dog. Good. From here, we're going to just take a little baby step with the right foot, then the left, and then walk all the way up towards the top of your mat. Inhaling as you lift. Palms come together. Good. Exhaling down to your heart space. Good. Nice deep inhale. And a long exhale. Let's inhale and lift again. We're going to do the other side. So inhaling up. Exhaling as we fold forwards. We're going to inhale, sliding hands to the shins. Lift the head a little, push the bottom behind you. Exhaling all the way down, planting hands into the mat. This time left leg comes back first, then right. Find your down dog. Good. Relax the head. Find that strength as you squeeze. Good. Through the belly. Well done. Remembering those anterior, the opening of the arms. So this upper arm external rotation, if you can. Feel strong through your shoulders. Good. With your next inhale, you're rolling forwards to a plank pose, pushing heels behind you, strong through those shoulders. And then knees, chest and chin to the floor. Inhaling into Bhujangasana. So again, we just find that gentle cobra, hugging the elbows in. Point the toes away behind you. You can keep looking down towards the floor. Make sure your neck isn't compromised. Good. Let's press back through hands and knees. Curl the toes under. And then come and find downward facing dog. Good. Be with your breath here for a moment. Inhaling and exhaling. Good. With your next breath, you're going to start with the left foot. Gently walk up towards the top of the mat. Well done. Inhaling as we lift all the way up. Exhaling, hands come down to your heart center. Good. And then just rest here for a moment. Find your mountain pose. Good. Be with your breath. Inhale and exhale. And so if you feel that that's enough for you to warm you up today, then by all means, we'll just move into some of the other movements that we're working with today. It might be that you want to repeat that, so by all means you can stop the video and then go back and just repeat and maybe do 2 or 3 rounds of sun salutation. As you become stronger, you'll find that you'll be able to do more and there'll be a little bit more flowing and fluid. Good. But otherwise, from here, we're going to lift the arms all the way up. Exhaling as we fold forwards. Good. Now this time you're just very gently stepping back with both feet, and then you're going to come and find your child's pose for a moment. So bringing the bottom as close to the heels as you can comfortably, and then relaxing forehead down to the floor. Good. Release the hands, let go of any tension through your wrist. Nice deep inhale and a long exhale. Good. Be with your breath here and feel that breath just gently in the back of the shoulders. back of the throat, and then feeling it into the lungs at the back. Good. Well done. Inhaling and exhaling. Soften the wrists, release the belly. And then with your next breath, you're going to bring yourself all the way back up to hands and knees. Good. Walking knees underneath the hips, hands come underneath shoulders. Working here for a few moments with cat-cow. So let's take a lovely inhale as we just open the chest and look up a little bit through the eyebrows. Remembering to activate through those shoulders. Exhaling as you round the back. Good. Inhaling into cow pose. Find that fluidity through your spine. Exhaling into cat. Well done. One more time. Into your cow pose. And exhaling into cat. Good. Coming back to a lovely neutral spine. Knees come a little wider. We're going to relax down, bringing elbows to the floor and just very gently turning those wrists. Good. So breathing into it. Let go of any tension, maybe squeezing and releasing the hands. Gorgeous. From here, we're coming back up to our hands and knees. And we're going to work with a glute strengthening movement, which we call fire hydrants. And I want you to think about that gentle connection into your shoulders, opening the upper arms outwards a little bit, but keeping the eyes of the elbows turning inwards as much as you can. Middle fingers pointing forwards, we're pressing down into the knuckle joints. Good. And we've got a soft engagement into the tummy, so we're very gently drawing navel back towards the spine. Knees are underneath the hips and the feet are flat at the front, so you're pressing the front of your feet down to the mat. Good. So from here, we're going to work with the left side first, so squeeze everything, take a nice deep inhale, and then we're going to lift out to the side with the knee and lower. Good. And then again, lifting and lowering. Lifting and lowering, lifting and lowering, lifting and lowering, that's halfway. Lift and lower, lift and lower, lift and lower. Two more, lift and lower. One more, lift and lower. Good. Now just sink the hips over towards that left side. Good. Breathe in and breathe out. Don't worry too much which side you're on. We'll be doing both, so it's always okay if you go one way or the other. We're going to be working it on both sides. Beautiful. Coming back to the centre, take some gentle circles for your wrists. So a little shake out any tightness there. And the same with the other side, although it will feel a little bit more intense on the side you've been lifting. Good. And then find that hand placement again. Good. So remember Hasta Bandha, we're pressing down into the palms of the hands, spreading the fingers. A nice deep inhale. We're going to start to lift on the other side now. So draw the tummy back, strong through the shoulders. We're going to inhale as we lift. Good. And lower. And again, lifting and lowering. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. That's halfway. And again, we rise up and we bring it down. Good. Lift and lower. Feel it in the glute muscles. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. And last one. Lifting and lowering. Good. And then just very softly take those hips over to that side again. Sitting into it a little bit. Feel that little stretch in the hip, the outer hip. Breathe here. Good. Coming back to centre when you feel ready. You're going to take that wrist and give it a really nice gentle movement here. Good. And we have two options here, and I'm going to take the second option. Option number one at the moment is going to be to work with hip lifts, still on our hands and knees, but we're popping one block underneath the knee. And then what we're doing is working here, lifting and lowering. So you've got that bit of space to lift and lower. 10 on one side, 10 on the other. But I'm also going to show you, which we didn't do so much of the other day, a standing version of this so that you can see how that works. Also, if your wrists are feeling it after that, it will feel a little bit better for the wrists. Good, so come and find that standing posture with one foot on the block. Good, hands come to the hips and just see if you can feel what's going on here. You'll feel that that left hip or right hip is lifted and the left one is a little bit lower. I want you to engage your core, relax your shoulders. Good, soften the arms and keep the chest lifted. Good, maybe hands come to the hips, that can help with balance. Maybe if you're near a wall you can steady yourself as well, always okay to use that. Good, so from here we're going to take 10 of those hip lifts. So we're inhaling all the way up, hitching that hip up, and then exhaling down. Good, and again, inhale up, exhale down, inhaling up, exhaling down, inhaling up, exhaling down, inhale up, exhale down, that's halfway, inhale, exhale, lift and lower, lift and lower, 2 more, lift and lower, 1 more, lift and lower. Good, well done. And then rest for a moment. Take a moment in the middle with both feet on the floor. Notice how it feels. So this is really strengthening for the pelvis. It's going to really help to build a little bit of strength. The key here is keeping that gentle connection into the core. So you're drawing the navel back when you're working in that way. Good, let's come and do the other side. So again, we have 10 of these. And this is something you can do independently on its own as well. So if you're trying to strengthen your pelvis in general, then, you know, first thing in the morning, you can just move straight into some of these little hip lifts. So they will help. Good, it will help you, especially if you're working with any hypermobility and you're trying to build a little bit of strength around that area. Good, okay, so we're going to take a nice breath in here. And again, we're going to lift and lower. Notice the hitch of the hip, lift and lower. Good. Lift and lower. And if you're using balance, that's kind of creating a little bit more strength too. Lift and lower. Foot comes down. Inhaling up and down. That's halfway. Good. Lift and lower. Lift and lower, lift and lower. 2 more to go. Lifting and lowering, and 1 more. Lift and lower. Good, well done. So take a nice breath in, moving your block out of the way. Deep inhale, long exhale. Good. We're going to just roll up and down just once, just to kind of realign the spine. So inhale as we lift up. As we exhale, we're going to tuck the chin in and we're going to roll all the way down nice and softly until we get to the bottom, and then hold on to the elbows for a moment and just allow the weight of the torso to kind of draw the head down towards the mat. Good. Be with your breath here. Inhaling and exhaling. Good work. So from here, you're going to let go of the hands, walking hands towards the top of your mat. Option here to use your blocks if you have them. So if you want to, you can pop a couple of blocks under the hands, and then you're going to walk the feet all the way towards the back of the mat, and you're going to find your downward facing dog for a moment. Good. Now from here, we're going to work with some heel lifts. So feel comfortable in your down dog. We're going to press down into the back of the toes and lift the heels all the way up. And then we exhale, drawing those heels down. Now we're going to do just a few of those. So inhaling up onto backs of the toes, exhaling heels down towards the floor. Inhaling up onto toes, exhaling down. And again, inhaling up and exhaling down. Inhaling up, good. and exhaling down. One more time, we're lifting all the way up, exhaling down, and then let's lower the knees gently to the floor. Knees come a little wider, sink back into your child's pose. Good, we'll leave those there. Good, relax and let go. Taking a lovely long breath in to the belly, so really feel the belly release. And then exhale as you relax, forehead to the floor, softening the wrists. Good, well done. One more breath in here, nice work. We're going to start to bring ourselves back up to our hands and knees. So again, if you're using blocks, you can take the hands to the blocks. Make sure it feels nice and strong and stable and you've got that firmness through your shoulders. Good, we're curling the toes underneath. Well done. And then we're going to start to come up into that downward facing dog again. Good, so draw in the tummy, pull the hips back as far as you can. Try not to have your weight over the wrists like so, as if it's in a plank. Think more about just pressing back. Good, bringing the bottom of the hips towards the back of the mat. Well done. Now this time, keeping hips nice and level, we're pedaling. So we're going to just take a few breaths here. Begin to pick up one heel, then the opposite knee, and then the other. Good. Make it as slow or as fast as suits your body. But what's really important here is making sure that you're keeping your pelvis and your hips nice and level. So try not to hitch too much. We can do that in different times if we're working with hips. But for what we're working with today, what we really want is just to keep the pelvis in a nice level, straight position. And then just pedal those feet. Breathing in, breathing out. Well done. One more breath in here. And then you're going to come back to down dog and then relax. Knees come to the floor and take the weight off of those wrists. So just taking your time here just to maybe turn the wrists a little bit here. You're building a lot of strength here through those wrists. So take your time and then gently relax, forehead down to the floor and soften into your breathing in your child's pose. So child's pose, a nice rest, a nice bit of restorativeness as you work with the strength as well. So we're building a little bit of strength. Our main focus today is this work on the anterior pelvic tilt, which we've looked at quite a bit with our down dog, with our child's pose, with our cat-cow. Strengthening the pelvis and the glute muscles. We're also working with ankle mobility, which we know can hold us back a little bit from moving into postures. So, but again, over time, the more we work with it, the more we get mobility through the ankles, and then, it starts to come naturally. Finally, we're also going to be working a little bit with the shoulders and the back when I discuss what you do with the blocks or with the bolster. So, good. From here, we're going to come back up onto our hands and knees again. Well done. Again, maybe using blocks, maybe not. It's always okay to go without two. Good. From here, we curl the toes under. We're going to find downward facing dog. Well done. Now this time, what we're going to do is pick up that right leg. And then as we exhale, we're going to bend the knee. And it might take us a couple of goes to bring that foot to the front of the mat. And then we're going to almost scoot the leg back a little bit at the back. And then just lower the bottom down towards the floor. Find that length through your spine. Breathe in and breathe out. And then you're just going to very softly lower the knee down behind you and let go of the foot, importantly. So relax your foot. Good. Now from here, we might lose the blocks if that feels okay. We're going to bring both of the hands to the inside of the leg. And we're going to just soften those hips forwards a little bit. So we're finding a lovely stretch down the front of the quadriceps or the thigh muscles. And then just breathe into it. Deep inhale and a long exhale. Good. And again, breathing in and breathing out. Gorgeous. And then one more breath in here. And we're going to start to bring the hand to the other side of the knee. And then very softly, we're going to start to draw the hips back. bringing the hands just to the center a little bit here. Now, you might find again, blocks can be really handy here. They can lift you up a little bit higher. Can you see where I can kind of come up here, and that releases any pressure through the back. Make sure they're nice and steady. And then we're going to very gently just floss the hips, so we're drawing our hips forwards and back. Good. And again, taking them forwards, gentle bend of the knee, exhaling, keeping a nice long line through the spine. Good. And forwards. And one more time. Well done. Coming all the way back. Good. And then from here, releasing your blocks, bring the hands back down to the floor. Good. We're going to curl the toes under at the back, pick up the knee, lift the hips nice and high up, and then step back into your downward facing dog. Relax the head for a moment. Be with your breath here. Deep inhale and a long exhale. Good. Now you're welcome to take a rest in between. Always okay to rest whenever you need to. Or I'm going to just continue a little bit by lifting, this time that left leg up. So left leg rises, keep your hips nice and level. Going to bend the knee, bring it in, step it to the floor, and then use the hand to take it all the way to the top. And then you're lowering those hips behind you. So try and lower down a little bit. Be with your breath here for a moment before gently placing that knee down on the floor and then uncurling the foot behind you. We bring hands to the inside and then we're going to find that lizard pose. So just softly relaxing into it, using the breath. Breathe in and breathe out. Good. And again, inhaling and exhaling. Gorgeous. One more breath in here. And as we exhale, we bring the hand to the other side of the foot. We draw our hips back a little bit, again using the blocks if we wish to bring us up a little bit higher. And then we're flossing, so we're inhaling as we draw those hips forwards and we're exhaling, bring it back, maybe straightening the leg, but remember, always okay to keep that bend in the knee. Inhaling forwards and exhaling back. Good, and again, inhaling forwards, exhaling back. One more time, inhale forwards and exhaling back. Good, good work. And then from here, we're bringing hands either side of the foot, framing the foot, curl the toes under, lift your hips and step back. Good, downward facing dog. Take a breath in here as you push the sit bones up towards the ceiling and then come up onto the back of the toes, gently releasing knees to floor and soften and let go into your child's pose. Good, nice work. Be with your breath here for a few moments, deeply breathing into the back of the body, feeling the shoulders expand a little bit. Good. Nice deep inhale and a long exhale. Well done. Really nice work. So from here, we're going to very softly just start to walk the hands back and begin to bring those legs out in front of you. So the legs are going to come out. You're going to push very softly away with those heels. Good. And you're going to find Dandasana. So again, for some of us, resting the hands on blocks can be really helpful. Also, there's an alternative to maybe come onto a block that can help with the hamstrings a little bit if they're particularly tight. So always okay to come up onto a block, helps you to lift the spine up a little bit higher. Good. Maybe you're bending the knees here as well. You might even be bringing the feet to the floor. Well done. Let's take a nice breath in. We're going to lift the arms all the way up. As we exhale, slowly folding forwards and then resting the hands here for a moment. Good, just let go a little bit into the stretch, so breathe into it, find that softness through your body. Breathe in and breathe out. Good, well done. And then one more breath in here. And if you choose, you're then going to start to maybe bring the hands underneath the feet and you're going to just gently slide those hands away. Otherwise, what you're going to do is come a little bit more upright, push away with your heels, and if you have a band or a strap handy, you're going to pop it around the bottoms of the feet and use this just to create that little bit of traction there. So you're using a band or strap and you're just finding that nice connection into the back of the knees. Good. So, other option here when you're working in Paschimottanasana is to relax the band or strap, and we're going to start to bring the arms out. We're going to start to lift the arms all the way up. Inhaling and then exhaling as we come forwards. Just let the hands gently touch the floor. Inhaling all the way up, only going as far as feels good for your back and as far as you can hinge. Good, and then slowly coming back. And then inhaling as we lift all the way up. Exhaling all the way down. Good, so a really nice way just to get a little bit more out of that Paschimottanasana forward fold. Good. From here, we're bringing the right foot in towards the inner thigh. We're going to bring hands either side of the leg and just very gently start to walk down towards the shin, breathing in and breathing out. From here, you can take your time working with this, especially if you're using it a little bit as a standalone practice. So you can just soften here, letting go of that tension and tightness in the back of the knee with each out breath. Breathing in and breathing out. Good, let's slide the hands up. We're going to pick up the leg and just find a little bit of movement here in that hip. That might feel helpful just for releasing any tightness. And then maybe on the third time of just giving it a little bit of movement, bring the foot over, or you can have the foot in nice and close by the side of the leg. And you're going to turn towards your bent leg. So where the leg is bent, that particular leg and hip, you're turning towards it. And we're finding Ardha Matsyendrasana, relaxing shoulders and just feeling nice and soft around those hips. Breathing in and breathing out. Again, nice long breath in and a breath out. Good. And with your next breath, you're unwinding. Take a little gentle counter pose, turning towards the opposite way just to kind of redress the balance. Coming back to center and release that leg down. Good. Take a full breath in here. Inhaling and exhaling. Well done. Next breath, you're bringing that foot up. Good. Knee comes out to the side. And again, hands either side of your straight leg, but we're working to hinge. So it's as if you're bringing your belly towards the top of the thigh first, rather than rounding the back and bringing the chest down. So it doesn't have to be very far, it can be just a couple of centimetres almost, just to here. So the difference might be from here to here. But if you start rounding, you're starting to create that little bit of tension in your back. Good. So wherever you are, finding that gentle hinge, pushing away with the heel, that gives you a really nice stretch, and just relaxing. Good. Breathe here, deep inhale and a long exhale. Good. And again, breath in and breath out. Good. One more time. Maybe you can come a little deeper into that stretch. Janu Shavasana, single leg forward fold. We're going to start to softly walk the hands all the way back. And then here again, we just maybe pick up the leg for a moment, find a little bit of movement around the hip. And then on that third sway, maybe bringing the foot over. Good. And then we're turning towards the other direction this time. Well done, nice work. So relaxing the shoulders, feel that lift in your chest. Good. Maybe bringing the arm a little bit further back if it feels good, but try not to let tension kind of creep up into the shoulders. Really release and let go. Good. Breathing in and breathing out. Nice work. Good job. One more breath in. We're going to slowly unwind. Come and look in the other direction. Counter posing to just bring the body back into balance a little bit. Relaxing shoulder, maybe looking over the back shoulder. Good. And then we soften and come all the way back to the center, and then we relax, let go of the leg, push away with those heels again. Good, and then this time we're going to come back into our Paschimottanasana, forward fold. So nice big inhale as we lift the arms up. Exhaling, you can have a gentle bend in the knees, and we come forwards hinging. Good, holding on to the ankles, maybe the toes, maybe the shins or the knees. That might be enough for you today, always okay. You know, our bodies are all individual, and you know, it's no good if we're all trying to be exactly the same as each other. You know, we all have to work to it within our own range. Good. Breathe here, inhaling and exhaling. Good work. Well done. We're going to soften and come all the way back up to seated. Bring the hands behind you and then draw the shoulder blades together and see how it feels to lift that heart up towards the sky. So a lovely opening through those shoulders. Good work. Well done. I'm going to relax a little bit here. Bring the hands to support you if you need it. And then we're just going to work with a little bit of ankle mobility. So pointing toes away and then pushing the heels away. Good. And again, point the toes and push the heels. Pointing toes and pushing heels. And one more time, point the toes and heels. Good. And then let the feet come out to the side just to where feels good. And then bring them in just as much as you comfortably can. And again, out to the side and in. Out to the sides and in. And one more time, out to the sides and in. Good. We're going to circle. We'll do one side at a time. So maybe the right side first. Find that gentle circling around. You can bend the knee a little bit if you need to. And then come to the left and start to circle the left. Good. And then come back to the center. We're going to circle both of them in one direction. Good. And then circle back in the other direction. And try and do this every morning, every night in bed, when you wake up and before you go to sleep. Just get that movement going around the ankles. Good, well done. Really nice. We're going to come to cross legs for a moment, popping maybe 2 blocks underneath if you feel that you want to lift a little bit higher up, and that will just give you a lot more relief for the hips, a little bit more relief, and lift up the spine a bit more. Good. So we're going to just rest here for a moment, taking a few breaths in and out. So just allow the body to settle. Be with your breathing for a moment. Deep inhale and a long exhale. As you exhale, maybe you're drawing your shoulder blades down and you're lifting that chest a little bit more. And again, inhaling and exhaling. Good. And then one more time, nice long breath in and relaxing. Just closing the eyes for a few moments. Now at this point you might want to switch off the video and maybe have a lay down and move into relaxation. That's always okay. You can hop on the sofa if you need to. Or you can just come to your mat and just spend a little bit of time here with yourself, just relaxing in however you like to relax. So that can be with the knees bent, it might be laying on your side with a bolster. I'm going to show you just a little setup that we work on, which can be nice and comfortable. And so what we do for this is we take 1 block to go underneath the back. So it will come to around about where the shoulder blades are, and that will come there. Another block, maybe to support the head, and you may even want to pop a cushion on top of that block to make it a little bit softer. The other thing we will do then is take a bolster or maybe a big rolled up pillow, and we'll pop that so that it comes underneath our knees. And then from here, we start to move into our little setup here. So we can relax the legs and the knees over here. This will work to release any tension through the lower back. Good, so it's a really nice way just to kind of release any of that tightness. Make sure that the block underneath your back feels nice and comfortable. Good, and then you're going to relax down onto that, and then as you soften, you're going to bring the other block, maybe even two if you need a little bit more height. You're going to bring that just underneath the back of the head. Good. And then allow the arms to soften and relax and just let go. Feel the whole body almost surrendering into the mat. And you can be here for as long as you want. So again, a really nice place to be. You're opening up the shoulders, creating a lot of softness around the neck. You should feel nice and supported in the posture. So if you do feel supported here, by all means pop on some music that you like and just maybe rest here for 5, 10, 15 minutes or even as long as you wish. Good, well done. When you start to come around, start by moving the fingers nice and gently first and then moving the toes. And it's useful to then take a lovely stretch. Reach away through the arms and the legs. Good, bring the arms back. You might want to step the feet up onto your bolster and then just roll it away so it's out of the way. Good, and then from here, you may well be just softly rolling to one side, pressing down into the hands and then bringing yourself all the way back up to a lovely, comfortable seated position. Good. Well done. Once you reach that seated position, you're going to relax your shoulders for a moment. Good. Be with your breath. Well done. To finish, you may want to just increase those oxygen levels a bit by lifting the arms all the way up. Exhaling as we bring palms of the hands together down through your heart center. Good. And again, inhaling, lifting. Exhaling as you bring those hands down. One more time, inhaling, lifting. And then gently connecting again for a moment with your heart center. And again, take yourself back maybe to the beginning of class where you were maybe thinking about what you wanted to bring into your life. Good, taking that time just to revisit any intentions that you set. Or maybe just to send yourself a little bit of energy, love and healing for the rest of the day. Good, well done. Let's bring the hands to the forehead where we think kind and loving thoughts. And we take it to the lips and we speak with kindness and with the truth. And we bring it to the heart and we have a kind and open and a loving heart. Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing your practice. I'm hoping that there'll have been lots of sort of useful information in there about working with the anterior pelvic tilt, about strengthening the pelvis and the glutes, and also working with ankle mobility. Those are sort of the areas that this video is dealing with. And again, hopefully the setup for the relaxation will also be really helpful for working with any upper back issues at all. So thank you. Hope that was useful. Take care, and I will see you when I see you next. Thanks. Bye-bye.